April 1943. Occupied Paris, before dawn. The city wakes quietly now, not with bells or carts or laughter, but with the measured rhythm of boots on stone. Somewhere, a tram rattles awake. Somewhere else, a door closes too softly. The air smells of damp paper and coal smoke, and the river moves as it always has, indifferent, enduring. She stands at a small mirror in a narrow room on the left bank. The glass is imperfect, clouded by age and breath. She lifts her hands to her hair, brushes. Once, twice. The motion is practiced, careful, ordinary. Outside, a German patrol passes beneath her window. Leather creaks, a cough, a command spoken without urgency, because urgency suggests doubt, and the Gestapo does not doubt its control. Paris has been catalogued, stamped, filed. Every cafe has a list, every apartment a name, every citizen a paper trail. The Germans believe that is how cities are conquered, through ink and order and fear made bureaucratic. They believe chaos has been replaced by compliance, and in many ways they are right. By the spring of 1943, the French resistance is hemorrhaging couriers. Men with bicycles vanish at checkpoints. Women with envelopes are followed home. Dead drops are compromised. Radios are traced. Each arrest pulls another thread loose, and the web frays faster than it can be repaired. The streets are not safe. The trains are worse. Even silence has become suspicious. So the resistance adapts, or it dies. In cellars and back rooms, they argue in whispers. Too many messengers, too many routes, too much pattern. The Germans don't need to understand everything. They only need to notice repetition. That is when someone suggests the unthinkable. What if the courier carried nothing? No satchel, no envelope, no pocket sewn too heavy with purpose. What if the message became part of the body? Upstairs, the woman finishes brushing her hair. She gathers it slowly, fingers precise, as if she is late for nothing at all. She inserts the pins carefully. Each one is smooth, unremarkable. Each one hides a thin strip of paper, rolled tighter than a cigarette, ink reduced to symbols so small they look like mistakes. She does not rush. Rushing attracts attention. Her name does not matter. It will not survive the war. In records, she will be a shadow if she appears at all. But she has habits. She hums sometimes when nervous. She checks the window twice before leaving. She prefers the right side of the street, where the light is better. She steps into the hallway. The building smells of boiled cabbage and old soap. A neighbor nods without smiling. Everyone has learned restraint. Excess emotion is dangerous. At street level, Paris unfolds in grayscale. Posters shout in German and French. Windows are shuttered. A bakery opens under watchful eyes, loaves smaller than they once were. Hunger has become a shared language. She walks toward her job, something clerical, something harmless, something the Germans approve of. Her papers are in order. They always are. At the first checkpoint, a soldier barely looks at her face. He looks at her hands, then her shoes, then the papers. Stamp. Move on. This is the paradox the occupiers never solve. They search bags and pockets and coat linings. They search men harder than women. They search fear. But they do not search familiarity. She blends because she must. Her coat is plain. Her posture is correct. Her expression is forgettable. Inside her hair, messages travel faster than trains. The resistance knows the risk. Sweat loosens ink. Rain dissolves secrets. One wrong gesture, one nervous touch, and the illusion breaks. If discovered, there is no defense, no plausible explanation. Hair is intimate. To hide something there is to admit intent. But intent is exactly what Paris is full of. By mid-morning, she has crossed 3 districts and 2 patrol zones. She pauses at a cafe to buy a coffee she cannot afford because stopping looks normal, because movement without pause looks like purpose. At a table near the window, a man reads a newspaper that is mostly lies. He will not look at her. He will not speak. She will pass behind him once. That is enough. Later, in a stairwell that smells of mold and cigarettes, she will remove a pin and leave it where someone else knows to look. She will not wait to see who retrieves it. Trust is not sentimental here, it is structural. Every day, the Gestapo tightens its grip. More raids, more interrogations, more certainty. They count arrests like progress. They believe the resistance is shrinking. They do not see that it is changing shape. Information moves because of her, about troop movements, about shipments delayed and bridges watched, and men already compromised. Information that saves lives not by heroics, but with minutes. Minutes matter. One afternoon, she is stopped longer than usual. The officer is older. His French is precise. He asks where she works. He asks why she is late. He asks her to remove her hat. She does. Slowly, calmly. Her hair falls exactly as planned. The officer looks, sees nothing. He hands the hat back with a bored flick of his wrist. Another victory, recorded nowhere. That night, she cannot sleep. She imagines fingers where they should not be, imagines scissors, imagines the sound paper makes when it is found. Fear does not leave her. It waits. Weeks pass, then months. The resistance bleeds less. Messages arrive intact. Operations resume with a precision the Germans cannot explain. They suspect radios. They suspect leaks. They never suspect the woman who passes them every morning, because to see her would require questioning a belief deeper than procedure, that danger announces itself, that enemies look like enemies. By the summer of 1943, Paris is still occupied, but it is no longer silent in the same way. Whispers carry further, plans hold, and she keeps walking. After the war, there will be parades, names shouted, photographs staged. Men in uniform will be remembered, strategies will be debated. Her name will not appear. There will be no record of how often she brushed her hair with shaking hands, no citation for the mornings she considered staying home and did not, no archive for the courage of being unremarkable under scrutiny. History will speak loudly about liberation. It will whisper, if at all, about how it was carried there. And somewhere in the present, someone will still believe that control comes from paper and boots and certainty. They will be wrong, because once, in a city under order and fear, the most dangerous thing the enemy faced was a woman who looked exactly like everyone else and refused to be.